I'm Andy Hillier and today's guitar lesson is going to be on ANNI by Måneskin. It's a great little guitar track. Just before I teach you it though, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, give me a like on the video, leave me some comments in the comment section including any songs you want me to do, where in the world you're from, and if you love what I'm doing and you want to support me and you want to print the tabs off for this and loads of other songs, you can support me on Patreon. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. My guitar is in standard tuning. We've got quite a lot to get through. The first line sounds like this. So for that, we play the E string, and then we're going to put our third finger on G9, first finger E7, second finger on B8. So they end up as a diagonal line, E7, B8 and G9. And so you play the E string, then the G9, the E7, the B8, and then the G9. So bar 1 goes. And then we play, or we're going to place a finger across the E, B and the G strings at the 7th fret. If you struggle to get one finger to squeeze them all down, you could use 3 different fingers, whichever way you prefer. As long as you're holding down E, B and G7. You play the E string again, then the G7, E7, then the B7 and the G7. So bar 2 you've got, so bars 1 and 2 you've got. And then you move that down to fret 5, so you hold down E, B and G strings at the 5th fret. And you're going to play the A string this time. And then the G5, E5, B5 and G5. So bar 3. And then bar 4 goes. So it's a little hammer on from E7, hammer on to E8 and then pull off back to E7. So, and then you're going to play the B8 and the G9, so you get, and then you're going to go down to fret 5 on the E string, hammer on to E7, pull off back to the 5, then play B7 and then G7. So bar 4 goes, so the whole line slowly goes. So that repeats round, so it's twice in the intro, and then it's another 2 times in the verse. The third time round on the verse, there's just a slight variation, and we go. So the first bar is the only bar that's different, the rest is the same. So you play the E, and then the G9, and then go up to E12, and hold down E, B and G strings at the 12th fret. You play E12, B12 and then G12. So the first bar of that line, bar 5 goes. And the rest of the line is the same. And that's just the third time round in the verse, and then it goes back to the first line and plays that again because it's 4 times round in total in the verse. Hopefully this is making sense. And then after that we get the next line which goes like this. So for that, we play the E string, G9, B8, G9, B8. You don't play the note in the bracket in bar 12, that's just held on. Then you're going to play another E8, so you got from the beginning of the line. Then little hammer-ons going from D7 to D9, then G7 to G9, so you get. So the first 2 bars of that line go. And then into bar 11 you play the E string. We're going to play the G9 and the B8 at the same time. Another E. The G8, sorry, G9 and B8 again. So you got. And a little slide. Going to hold down both the D and the G strings at the 9th fret. And and slide down to fret 7, then play the E string, and then hit the D and the G strings at 7th fret again, sliding off, and then there's a C power chord at the end of that bar, which is A3 and D5. So bars 11 and 12 go. So that's quite a cool little phrase there. And that takes us to the next line, which sounds like this. So for that we play the A string, G2, B, back to G2, and then the E string. So you got, and then a B string, and then a G2, and then E7, pulling off to the open E, open B, and then open E. So bars 13 and 14 go. Bar 15 is the same as bar 13. Then into bar 16 we play the B and the G2. And then there's a really quick hammer on from G5 to G7. So you don't really hear the 5, and then you're going to play a G5 after it. D7, pulling off to the D string. So bars 15 and 16 go. And then into bar 17, play the D string, and then you're going to go, which is D4, G2, B, G2, and then E. So bar 17 goes. And then you're holding that shape down because you're going to play the B, the G2, the D4, the E, the B, the G2, and then the D4. So let's put bars 17 and 18. You got. Then bar 19, it's like a D-shaped chord. B3, G2, and then D. Then the B3 again. B3, G2. So you got. And then in bar 20, you've got. Which is B1, G2, D, then B, B1, B, and G2. It's quite a tricky line that, so slowly it will go like this. And up to speed. And then you get the next line, which starts with a, which is D3, then G5, B5, E5, B5, G5, and then E5. So the first bar you got. And then you need to change your finger over. I tend to, I'd probably use my first finger for the 3 and then jump my first finger to the 5. It might make it easier. Then you hold it down and then play the B5 again, G5, B5, E8, B5, G5, and B5. So bars 21 and 22 go. And then bar 23 is the same as bar 21. So you got. Then just play in the next bar, bar 24. B5, G5. Then there's an A3. And then bars 25 and 26 you've got. Which is open D, G2, B3, G2, E, B3, G2, E, B3, G2, B3. So you got. Then in bar 27, you're just holding down the D, G and the B strings at the 5th fret and it just goes. Then bar 28, the B string goes down to fret 4, so you've got B4, G5 and D5. So the whole line goes. Which takes us to the chorus, which is just a load of chords. So it starts off with the G chord, which is E3 with the 3rd finger, E3 with the 2nd finger nearest to your face, 1st finger A2. And it's just going to do quite crotchets, so just go. So 2 bars of that, so just hitting it 8 times. Then D/F sharp, which is your 1st finger, E2, 2nd finger G2, 3rd finger B3, and same idea with that. Then it goes to E minor, which is just A2 and D2, hitting all the strings. And then bar 35, we've got a bar of C, which is A3 with D5, G5 and B5. 4 hits on that. Then it goes to C minor, which is A3 with your 1st finger, 2nd finger B4, 3rd finger D5, little finger G5. 4 hits on that. So the whole of that line goes. So keep that shape on, because the start of the next line goes to E minor, which is the same shape, but with your 1st finger moving up to 7 on the A string, 2nd finger B8, 3rd finger D9, little finger on G9. Does 4 hits on that. Then goes to a C chord, which is A5 with your 3rd finger across D, G and the B strings at the 7th fret. Or alternatively, you could use 3 different fingers on that. Hit that 4 times. And then C 4 times. C minor 4 times. Then it goes back to the E minor for 4 hits. D again for 4 hits. And then just holds a C chord. And there's a little bit at the end of bar 44 which goes 1, 2. So it's a little kind of line that takes you back into the intro part. So let's just try that line. It goes like this. And then that takes you to the next line, which is like the intro line. So that's the same, and then it just does the first 2 bars sort of the same. And then just playing the A string, and there's a little, which is a little percussive notes. You just rest on the strings. Doesn't matter what strings you do, just mute them all off. A little down, up, and then you're going to hit B8 and G9 and just slide off it. And then that just takes you to the chorus again. And then there's a guitar solo, which I'm not going to do in this video, or else it'll make this video massively long. And then that's the end of the song. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this little video. If you have, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, it really does help me out. Give me a like on the video, leave me some comments, let me know what songs you'd like me to do, what you thought of the video, where in the world you're from. It's really interesting for me to hear from you guys. And also, if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, keep me doing this channel and keep me making videos. Supporting me on Patreon really does help. And I'll also put the tabs for this on there so you can print them out. Thanks for watching this. I've been Andy Hillier, and I'll see you next time.